My name is Charlie McGrath, I'm the founder of WideAwakeNews.com and a host on the Rinse Radio Network. There was a line from a movie, great line. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the people that he just didn't exist. When I look around the country right now, when I look at the mood of the people of this country, at least the people I talk to, it's like seeing this movie again. People don't realize, they refuse to acknowledge where we're at and how we got here. The rhetoric between the red and the blue, the neocons versus the liberals, it is at a fevered pitch. It boggles my mind how a neocon could call me and talk about how Romney is the answer. Talk about he's going to turn the corner and we're going to see sustainable fiscal policy in this country. It's a complete and utter joke. You have to be, literally, you have to want to believe a lie in order to buy into this. It's not going to change. We have been convinced that the position we are in is because of the blue team policy. And it isn't the blue team policy. It is the team policy. The team that is against the American people. Red and blue together, working for the same special interest masters, are the ones controlling our destiny. Getting Romney and Paul Ryan is going to be absolutely no different. And I've even had people comment in this genre, watch these videos all the time, that says, yeah, well, Romney would at least be better than Obama. No, he wouldn't. You got to believe that from the bottom of your soul if you are even remotely curious to live in reality, that Mitt Romney is no different and there will be no changes other than the crisis of reality will be brought to the American people that much faster with Romney as with Obama. Inevitably, we're going to end up there. But look, I want to give you a few lines, a few predictions, and then I'm going to tell you who they're from, and it might surprise you. Prediction number one, we're heading headlong into a financial meat grinder. Prediction number two, we're about to plunge off a financial cliff. Prediction number three, major market meltdown the likes we've never seen is about to be upon us. Now, this wasn't from some alternative media site or somebody that's peddling gloom and doom. The first was from J.P. Morgan, the second was from Ben Bernanke, and the third was from Stephen Rattner, former Obama Treasury advisor. Look, I'm not a proponent of Obama or Romney. To me, they are exactly 100% the same. Completely, totally the same. They are going to do the same thing that the last one did, that the one did before that, and it is dance to the tune of Wall Street special interest, military security industrial special interest, national security industrial complex special interest. There is no difference between these two. The IMF, the U.S. Congressional Budget Office are both warning about the largest tax increase and the largest spending cut in history hitting this country. They're doing this for a reason. It isn't because it's not going to happen. It's because it is going to happen. And they don't want the American people blaming the people who got us here. Do you see this? We've spent 5 years creating sovereign debt. In fact, Martin Wise of moneyandmarkets.com says this financial monster is about to be unleashed in this country. Now, we're going to blame it on Obama. This financial monster, which is, he's alluding to, is sovereign debt, $16 trillion worth of debt. He's going to blame this on the blue team and Obama for $1 trillion deficit spending. This is what we're supposed to believe, that the blue team brought us here, which is half true, but the red team brought us here as well because they're one and the same. And when Romney, if Romney gets in there, we will see the exact same policy, serving special interest, financial special interest. We will see hardship in this country. It's inevitable. That's why I've been preaching harder now than ever to prepare for what's coming. But we're not going to see a turnaround and the people of this country represented because that's not what Washington, D.C. does. This command economy that is controlled out of Washington is not on our behalf. We do not write policy that is self-governing. Special interest rights policy that governs us. Plain and simple. Look, when your neighbor comes over and says Romney's the answer, you need to shut him down. When your other neighbor comes over and says 4 more years of Obama is the answer, you need to shut him down with facts. Our government is out of control, regardless of which party is in power. We have over 50% of the nation receiving some form of check from the government, regardless of who is in power. This is a ploy, it is a tactic to have a malleable populace that will be nothing more than a monstrously huge voting bloc, so we will quietly go down this path of indentured servitude. But one day, and one day very soon, when they unleash this crisis of reality, we will be sitting here wondering what on earth happened and how can we blame anybody besides ourselves. And we won't be able to blame anybody besides ourselves. We'll be turning to one another saying red team this, blue team that, but in reality, we've spent the last, namely 5 years, turning our economy from a what was left of a free market economy into a control economy by special interests. We've bailed out a bunch of too-big-to-fail institutions and put them in positions of ultimate power and authority, completely healthified their balance sheets, so they're sitting there awash with cash and awash with ability to borrow money in a never-ending fashion. So when it all comes crashing down, when it all comes falling apart, when the sovereign debt landmine explodes around this planet, we will be sitting here in a deflationary spiral of the likes of which we've never seen. They will be sitting there ready to swoop in and grab up everything at bargain, basement, bottom of the dollar prices. It will be the tulip bubble all over again. You will be sitting there holding nothing and then blaming your neighbor for being here. We need to wake up and realize who brought us here, who brought us to this dance. And it isn't red or blue. We need to understand that. The same criminal elite that promised to end wars, that promised to audit the Federal Reserve, that promised to get our financial policy, our financial house in order, are continuing to expand the power, the role, and the control of government. Stories are attached. That's all I got.